5 members are present. We have a nice short agenda. Item 18, I'll read it out here, is an ordinance to amend the City of West Dallas salary schedule to create the positions of Community Development Senior Planner, Community Service Center Supervisor, Economic Development Specialist, and incorporate the elected officials and miscellaneous positions compensation into the schedule. And Ms. Grill, we have an amendment that you had provided me with just some simple corrections. Is that
Correct. It's just a different formatting. Part of the election officials were taken out of the table and moved separately just for ease of updating. And that's why we're also putting all of the salaries in one schedule. We had them in various separate ones, and it's just easier administratively to have them in one place. But this also contains the addition of those 3 positions that were in the budget also.
Okay. So I don't think we need an amendment then if it's just a reorganization from the original. All right, we're looking at Kale here. Yes, sir, Kale.
Probably prefer.
So the only reason I would ask you to have the adopted or amended PDF is because what was presented and publicly published was a different version. Even though it's the same same information and same conclusion, it is formatted slightly differently, so.
See, I was trying to do it the slacker way, but Kale is on the ball here, so thank you, Kale.
I'll move for approval of the ordinance.
So can you say as amended and we'll do it just in one shot?
If you can do it as amended, okay.
Yeah, so as long as we understand. So a motion for approval of the ordinance as amended,
I second the motion.
and we have a second. Any discussion on the ordinance as amended?
Mr. Chair?
Alderman Weigel.
Rebecca, when did you send that? Did we all see that amendment?
I sent it at 6:02 p.m. to Alderman Haas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't send it to all of you because it didn't substantially
No.
change anything. It was just a format.
Just consolidating.
Yeah.
All good, thanks.
So any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And then item 19, we're going to hold that, and Ms. Gruhl will have our regularly scheduled meeting on March 8th. That's this coming Monday at 6 p.m. Is that what we're looking at? Does that sound good to you? And then the other part is, do we want to have a meeting just for one item? Are we going to expect some more items on our agenda? And then secondly, do we want to do that by Zoom, or do we want to do it in person? As we put you on
Would it
spot.
be okay if I would let you know later this week? Because I don't know that we're going to be in a position to have any wording for you by Monday. I'm still working
Sure.
through that.
Just waiting on the state fair and the
Yeah,
communication there. Sure.
yeah, so it's possible that we might not even be ready, so we wouldn't have any, I'm not aware of, off the top of my head, anything else that we would have next week.
Yeah, that sounds real good. We'll wait to hear from you. Okay. Is there anything else to properly come before the committee? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you.
Safety and Development Committee will come to order. We have one item on the agenda, and that's a discussion regarding the Tour of America's Dairyland Bicycle Racing Event. And I assume
Mr. Chair?
Chairman Weigel has all the information on this.
So a little background for everybody. The Tour of America's Dairyland Bicycle Race Series is a series of bike races in southeastern Wisconsin. It's usually like 11 or 12 races over that many days, 2 weekends. This would be like their 12th year. They obviously canceled last year because of COVID. It's professionals and amateurs on closed courses on city streets. We first approached them 10 years ago to see if we can get in the series. And this is the downtown bid with the city as a partner, our limitation is it has to be a Sunday. Okay? And nobody was giving up their Sunday race dates. The races come into the series, drop out. Downer Avenue is a real big one. I think it's been one of the longest running ones. Grafton's a long running race. They're going to have one on Brady Street this year. The North Avenue one in Wauwatosa is moving to the Tulsa Village. These are kind of street festival, sporting events kinds of things. They typically draw, now obviously there was no race last year. I believe in 19 they drew racers from 15 countries and 40 states. And there's a fair amount of hotel rooms and I assume some Airbnb business associated with it. Full street closure, the lap would be in the downtown and 1 block to the north on Madison. We'd be running the shortest lap possible. It would be on Father's Day, which is Sunday, June 20th. We are paying substantially the costs out of profits from the First Ring Industrial Redevelopment Enterprise, which was the same source we used for stuff like the murals we did last year and that kind of stuff. So there may be some soft costs to the city, obviously police, public works, but we can maybe even work out reimbursing the city for those expenses if need be. The goal is to make this an annual event. We had planned on bringing potential sponsors to last year's race. We did not know that there was going to be an open Sunday. We had planned on bringing potential sponsors to last year's race, but obviously that didn't happen. So they reached out to us maybe 2 months ago and said, well, there's an open Sunday they're pretty sure there's an open Sunday in the calendar. There's another community that's on that date. They have not formally released a date yet, so we're supposed to know that in a day or two. The bid's on board for management. Obviously, we have a special events manager in the city. Caitlin White in the department's going to help. It's going to be a lot of fun if we get it off. Goes, the amateurs, professionals, typically a kids race. It's a family-friendly event, athletic event.
Nice.
Contracts have not been signed yet. We still have a couple things. I wanted to make sure that Cale is here. He had some concerns about it. I think the real issue, like everything, comes down to money. But I think for this year, we have that covered without using West Dallas taxpayer money. So if anybody has any questions.
And otherwise, our tourism fund also,
Well, yeah, everybody's tourism fund's a little soft this year. And I think that's what a lot of communities do. And that might have what freed up that date on the calendar. The city that had that spot might have said, we didn't have any hotel rooms this year, so.
I think it's great.
Yes.
Look forward to it.
Agreed.
We'll be looking for volunteers.
Tour de West Dallas.
We don't have a name for it. We could call it the Tour de Lizac if you.
Sponsor, sponsor, huh?
Mr. Chair, I don't know if the committee wants to hear about the contract, or this what's been presented, but there are some soft costs that the city would be committing to by signing this contract. When the day comes that we want to present it to the council, I can get more into details then, but just wanted to alert the committee that there might be some costs. Even if the race gets canceled, the city might incur some costs unless there's a different funding source to cover those costs.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll have that ironed out for the next council meeting. So
Perfect.
we need to
Good.
turn on the handle on it.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Completely agree.
Is there anything else to come before the committee? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
All right.